to get acknowledgement from the courts that, there's a system. They come in without courts and they go out, they want trials and everything else. I think that's starting to work out now. Judges are starting to see what a terrible situation it is. Many of those people that you saw on television last night are criminals that were allowed into our country by Biden. And they want to stay, and we don't want them. And they come from jails, and they come from mental institutions, and they come from all over the world, not just South America. And we're not going to let them stay. And this is the first, perhaps, of many, or perhaps, if we didn't attack this one very strongly, you'd have them all over the country. But I can inform the rest of the country that when they do it, if they do it, they're going to be met with equal or greater force than we met right here. We did a great job. The people, you, Christy, and Tom Holman, and all of the people, Pete Hegseth, all of the people involved did an amazing job. We stopped a disaster. And it looks like a planned disaster, this didn't just happen. They had weapons, they had tools, they had everything you needed. I mean, they were throwing iced water in bottles, in glass bottles, at officers and at soldiers. These are, you could not use the word insurrection, but you could also use the word, these are very dangerous people, they're bad people. They were met with heavy force and they folded. And they may be there a little bit tonight, they may be there a little bit, but it seems to be getting less and less because they're going there and they're met with a very heavy force. And if they weren't, you would have that city right now would be on fire. It would be burning down. The rest of it, what's left over, because the other fire was started because they wouldn't allow water into LA. They wouldn't allow water.
Okay. Some people.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give our praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and bishops. Great millstone. And it's going to be a quick hit. I'm on a small, quick break. I just wanted to touch on the, because as you see in the beginning clip of the video, to where Trump was talking about the protest. And there's one thing that he said that he talked about. He said that they were playing, pretty much, because he said they were playing because of what they were throwing at the police or whatever the case may be. But no, it's playing behind you, because you guys are organizing, people, crisis. There's a thing called crisis actors, man, where something would fake happen, and then they would already have the people. They already have the people there on the scene. So when the news reporters, which is also controlled, go talk to these people, and these people give them the story that they were meant to give them. And you see it a lot with shootings and stuff like that. You will see people, oh yeah, I was there and this was happening and that was happening and then this person did this, and the news actor act like, oh yeah, and then what else? They ask them certain questions. So they can answer a certain way and say certain things. It's all controlled, man. The media, the news, the outlets, all that stuff is controlled, man. You see, so they can portray a certain image, so they can enact certain laws and start to do certain things. And that's what the elder Apostle Bar was saying in the video. I'm listening to it right now, and that's just one of the things that they do, and that's about creating order out of the chaos, right? They start the problem, right? They create a solution for the problem that they created, so then they can have what? So now they can have order out of the situation, right? Just like the same thing with the whole COVID-19 thing, right? The whole COVID-19 thing. What happened was they knew they knew they was going to create that, and they knew that the Americans, right, would want to go back to their normal lives. So the only solution, for you to get back to the things that you wanted to do was what? Was for you to take the poke, man. Take the hokey pokey, right? For you to take that, so now majority of the Americans can take it, and now we know that we can get back to, to the so-called normal lives, which is just what partying and being up all night. That's all it is that they was missing. And then some people obviously work and stuff like that. But you see, that's what they do. They create the problems. They have the solution in mind, right? And then they get the order from it. And now they can start passing new laws, new legislation because of situations that they're creating. You see, it's a never-ending cycle that they have, right? It's a never-ending cycle. You see? And eventually they're going to keep doing these things. The situation is going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until the time comes where they start where the chip comes implemented, and then martial law, and then the curfews where you can't be outside past 6 o'clock or whatever time they're going to do. All that stuff is coming, man. See, all this stuff is planned and it's orchestrated, but people don't understand that, right? People don't understand that. People think everything that you see in the world and the people that's coming against, or the people that think there's something fishy going on, you always think that it's a conspiracy against something, man. And here it is, you live in a country to where every day you see that the government and the people in power don't care about you. But somehow you convince yourself, you blindly convince yourself and tell yourself that what? Oh no, they love us. Oh, the world's going to get better. Just keep waiting, and we just got to get the right president. No, man. Everything is controlled. Even them. Even the presidents. Do you honestly think that a government that doesn't care about you, do you honestly think they're going to give the people the power to put somebody in power over them? Do you think the people actually has to say? It's ludicrous, man. What these people really think. There is no way that this government is going to give you power to select who's going to be power over you, and then these people change the world. They're going to go against what they have going on. No, the elites are putting these people in power, and they're going to do exactly what they wanted them to do. And they just give you a game. They just give you a show. So they give you the presidential elections. They give you the debates on TV. They give you their campaigns. Start putting the signs in the yard and all. They give you all that. So they give you that illusion that you are a part of the change that you want to see in the world. They give you that illusion. It's not an actual thing, man. And all you people go run down to the ballots, and you start getting the damn pencil, circling and doing all that. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. There's no point. There is no point. Because I can best believe that if it was a legitimate system, I promise you half the people that was presidents wouldn't even be presidents because the people actually voted for the opposite party. But since they own everything, they own the news, they own everything, they can fabricate, they can doctor, they can do all the stuff that they want to show you, oh, look, no, the numbers are actually this. But the whole time, the most of the Americans didn't even vote for this person. You see? And that's why everything's done. I don't know how it's done now. I've never voted and never will. I don't know if it's done electronically. I think it's still doing on paper. And then guess what? That's how they get you, because you do it on paper. And then what? It's done one by one, or you're doing in cubicles where you can't see somebody else's answer. So you can't even really try to calculate, amongst the people that you was around, how many votes there was. You can't do none of that. Esau is crafty, man. But to get back to that old protest stuff, that stuff is fake, man. Right? They're setting up these people to go out there to go do these things, so they can pass some more laws, pass some more legislation, because we're getting closer and closer to the end. We're at the end, but we're getting closer and closer to the finale, man, of the movie. We're getting closer and closer, man. And so as we get closer and closer to the end, what's going to happen? More and more, you're going to see more and more uproars, more and more. And then Trump even said insurrection. He said, I don't want to call it that, but you see, and then he gets on the media and act like he has no clue what's going on. Or he knows. Well, he act like he act like he don't, like he not a part of setting people up to go do that. He acts like, oh no, we're just going to deploy the troops to do that. And see, they're doing these things, man. It's all about control. And you people all think you think it's a game. You're gonna think it's a game until it's not, man. The America is crumbling right before your face. But you, oh, no. Because you have some hope that this place is going to survive, man. This is a crumbling kingdom. Right? And that's why the scriptures say this. Let me get this scripture. That's why the scriptures speak about this. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 5 and verse 15. It says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. You see, be not ignorant of anything, man. Know what's going on. You can't see this. You can't see all this stuff that's going on, in the world, and you have no clue. No clue no clue what's really behind it, right? You just got nothing. You just walking around the earth with your damn your damn head between your legs, your damn head tucked in the ground like a damn ostrich. There's no clue. You just wandering. You think this world is just damn cupcakes and hugs, man? Fucking sweet treats. No, man. There's serious. We're coming into some serious times, and a lot of serious shit is going on earth, man. And this is nothing. This is the riot and stuff that's going on now. That's nothing. That's nothing. The little stuff that they're doing right now is nothing, man. That is literally nothing compared to what's getting ready to happen. That's actually getting ready to take place on the earth, because them riots later down the line, them riots is gonna lead to the anarchy, and to the rebelling against the government, to the looting and rioting, and them actually destroying the city. And then the actual martial law troops come in. Then it's gonna be curfews. Then it's gonna be the chip, and then it's gonna be all type of things. Then that's gonna lead to all that stuff, man. You see? And then they're putting these paid actors, these paid people on these crisis actors, and these paid people on the TVs, so then it can rile up the other people that's not the paid actors, so you can take your ass out there and go in there and protest. You see, you don't see how this is all fabricated, man. This is all a big game, man. And you people are falling right into the hands of it. You guys are the pieces on the board. That's why there's a thing called I haven't did a video about it in a while, but it's called the Illuminati card game, man. Look it up. It's called the Illuminati card game, and it's a game that has now I don't know if it's a board game or not. I know it's a card game. I know it has a whole bunch of cards. I'm pretty sure there's maybe a board to it, whatever the case may be. It's called the Illuminati card game, and it was made back in the 1900s. I think it was around 1980 or some along where that line, or 1800, somewhere along those lines. But it has a whole bunch of different crisis events on these cards, and these elites, like they move, it's like an actual game. They move pieces here, you do this to do this, and they have all the events. They probably have all of them, but they have a lot of the majority events on those cards. And actually, you know what? I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just gonna put it on here. Now, I wasn't really going to, but Spirit is like, just look it up and show you. Look at this. Illuminati card game. This is an actual thing, man. And you can buy it. You see, that was $400. That was $800. You can buy these cards. You see? And then where that? You actually look at some of the images. See, it is actual board game. See, and I have terrible connection right now, so it's partly kind of why I don't want to look it up. But you can get the gist. They got their cards, and oh wait, this is actually the Spirit. Hold on. Small note. Actually, now I got to go back and go grab it. There was this dude that had a whole bunch of free books. Outside. That's really the Spirit. Now I got to go back and get it. He had a whole bunch of books. Outside. So I grabbed a couple. He was a whole bunch of free books. He was a cool guy. And literally one of the books was this right here. It was literally one of the books was called, I don't know if it's AI Gore or Al Gore or Al Core, something like that. I can't read it. Like I said, the connection is really bad. But now I got to go back and grab this. That's really the spirit right here. I really, now I got to go back and read it. I don't know. I forgot. I read a little bit of it. I don't remember what it was. It was so much. So I picked up a couple, and I got to go back, and I got to go back and get it. But you see, I know the whole COVID-19 thing was on here too. See, the CDC's on here, and you can actually read the descriptions. But like I said, the feminist, gun control, all that stuff is on here, man. All this stuff is literally on here. They had one with Trump. I know they had. Here you go, right here. I was about to say. I know they had one with the whole 9/11 and the Pentagon attack. And look at this. It says terrorist nuke. It says play this card at any time to give +10 power or resistance, your choice, to any violent group you control. If used when an action, it must be played when the action is first declared and counts only for that action. If used for defense, the bonus lasts until the end of the turn, is good for defense only, and does not count towards goals. You see, population reduction. We know that's a big thing. That was on the Georgia guys. So I believe I read something, heard something about that they destroyed those or something like that. You see, all this stuff, epidemic, all this stuff is here, man. This is a game. Let me look up one thing real quick. And that's really the spirit. I got to go back and grab that book. The book was literally called AI. It was AI. I forget, it was Gore or Core or Al. It was Al Core or I don't remember. It was that exact card that I zoomed in on. When was the Lumen? I had to look it up. I mean, card game invented. Nah, I definitely got to go back and grab it. Hopefully nobody's picked it up. The Illuminati card game, specifically Illuminati New World Order, was invented in 1994 and released by Steve Jackson Games. It was the second version of the Illuminati game, following an earlier play-by-play mail version. The first version of the game was released in 19. Like I said, I figured it was 1980 something. I think I said 1984 or something. It was 2 years off. You see? So that's what this whole thing is about, man. You've seen the thing. I'm gonna play a little bit of the other Pascal Bar video, but you see, you see the stuff that goes on, and you can tell that it's just none but lies, man. This is just for you to further your agenda and for you to bring out peace. Your definition of peace, right? It is eliminating a lot of the humanity, because it's too many. The thing is, the whole point of the population reduction is because it's too many people on the earth right now to control. It's what, 8 plus, going on 9+ billion. It's probably way more than that, but that's just the numbers that Esau gives. It's probably way more than that. But we would say, just, for the numbers sake, there's like 8.4, coming up on probably 9 billion people on Earth. And the elite, compared to the amount of people that's on the Earth, is a very small number, man. So even though they own all the government, they own the military, they own these things, it's still a small number, right? So that's why that the whole gun control thing, that's why they have these shootings go down, because they know the solution that the people is going to give is going to regulate guns. And if everybody owns ARs and shotguns and all these things, if they own all these things, what's going to happen is, if we have all these people on the earth, and all these people own these high tech weapons, they can put up a resistance and fight back. But what happens is, if we keep creating these shootings and these people dying, and we keep doing these things, what happens is the people are going to want you to regulate guns, right? They're falling right into your hands. And what you're going to do from there, you're going to slowly start to take away amendments. You're going to slowly start to take away rights, because the people are wanting that because of the crime that's going on. They're going to want they're going to want that taken away. And little do they know now that we know that majority of people don't have weapons because we're banning them, we're taking them away. And then also a side note real quick, that's why it was a thing in Illinois last year or 2 years ago. They removed it, but it was a ban on assault rifles. So they took all the assault rifles away from gun stores. You couldn't buy any no more. And then I think if you had one, I think they said that you had to return it. you had to take it back or something. They was moving an assault rifle bans. You see, but I think that I'm pretty sure they got overturned, and now you can get one. You see, but people are playing right into the hands. They're playing right into the hands, and this is all just a game to them. Now, I really have to go back to grab that book. I have to go back. Hopefully, nobody's grabbed it. A lot of people don't read nowadays anyway, so I doubt somebody would grab that. I want that one specifically. So I grabbed three. I grabbed three of them. I'm gonna go back though. Lord willing. Well, let's play a little bit of this. And actually, I'm gonna get one more scripture first, because this is what goes on, man. I actually want to see what this says in the NLT. It's 2 Corinthians 2. Gotta bear with the connection. 2:11 in NLT. It says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. Ooh. And who is Satan, man? Who is doing his physical counterpart on the earth? Esau. We are familiar with his evil schemes. And that's why the scriptures say what? We just read in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. We just read that what? Do not be ignorant of any matter, man. A big matter or even a small one. We got to constantly be getting more knowledge, constantly being aware of our surroundings, constantly being in the know. Let's play the video.
You know, some people say, no, that was a terrible thing, and for you to say that, blah 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 blah. Those people are not hip to the game. They don't know what's going on. Okay, they're as blind as a bat. But anyway, here we go. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. That's your draconian measures, your draconian laws passed by this so-called government that are controlled by the top banking families, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. They wrote it before the chaos that they used to justify passing it. To turn aside the needy from judgment, there you go, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, as in their freedom, as in the people's freedom, especially our people. Pretty much the top wicked elite of Esau want to bring us back into captivity. That's what the New World Order is all about. Try to bring us back into slavery. To take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. There you go. So that's what it's all about. Let's get back to this video.
All right, I'm gonna close out there. So hopefully really the point was made. I just wanted to do a short little hit. I got to go back. I'm on this little break. I'm gonna go back and grab that book. Hopefully it's still there, because now I have to read it now, and hopefully some edification can come from me, rereading that book, because I can make some videos on it. Because that I had no clue. I haven't looked up the Illuminati card game in a very long time. And then I found one, and then it was the book that I literally just seen. The book that I literally just seen less than an hour ago. All right, so I'm gonna close out.